Hello, this is Kimberly reporting for the DAA News from Philadelphia. We are traveling back to the courtroom in 1787 where a compromise was reached between Virginia and New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to discuss two plans, the New Jersey plan represented by Alexandra Hamilton and the Virginia plan represented by Madison James. We shall reach a conclusion on which of these plans will best represent the United States of America. Madison, please state your argument.
Your Honor, our Virginia plan calls for three branches of government: a legislative branch that makes the laws, an executive branch that executes the laws, and a judicial that interprets the laws. Well, what does the Jersey plan's government consist of? Bacon?
Well, that bacon consists of reinforcing the concepts of the Articles of Confederation, in which we will have unicameral legislature. With that piece of bacon, we will have your greasy fries of proportional representation.
Well, each of our yummy fries represents a number of delegates from each state. Instead of the one state vote, this will give us more than 10 times the fries we have, as well as many members in Congress as Delaware. Then you can have all of our greasy fries you want.
Your Honor, the legislature will select an executive committee that will serve for one term, and they will be allowed to enforce the law. This implies in the counter state legislation.
Your Honor, I would like to address that Congress would be a bicameral legislature. The people would directly elect members in the lower house. The lower house would then elect the members in the upper house from a list of nominees provided by the state legislature. I like the Jersey plan to top that.
Well, we decided that any issues about foreign and domestic policies, tax and trade concerns will be given to the Supreme Court. This Supreme Court will be chosen by the Executive Board.
In issues to the Supreme Court, we will have the judicial serve for life and will consist of one or more as Supreme Courts and other lower national courts.
Your Honor, if you take our plan, all taxes will be regulated by national government, not by the state. Also, the legislature will be able to impose upon the state taxes depending on the population.
Well, we have a council revision, which is a combination of judges and members of the executive branch who will have limited veto power over national legislators and an unlimited veto power over state legislation.
Well, our plan will depend on legislative acts will become the supreme law of the land, which will be enforced by the Executive Board.
Your Honor, everyone in this courtroom can see the Virginia plan gives an enormous amount of power to the national government. We give populous states to dominate and control over the central government.
We will have a short break before we hear the closing argument. We have just witnessed an intense debate between Virginia and New Jersey. Let's head back to the court to hear closing arguments for both plans.
Your Honor, you should take the New Jersey plan because we will increase the powers of national government while maintaining the majority of the powers within the state.
On the last note, the larger states represent the Virginia plan. Therefore, there is a higher majority of the people who agrees with this plan. The population would be important as it accounts for the basis for dividing seats among the states. More people who are happy with this plan rather than more people who disagree with the Jersey plan. The people make up America, and the people want to live fair and equal by power.
Thank you, ladies, for those thought-provoking arguments. Let's have another recess while I think things over. When we return, my verdict will be read. After hearing those closing arguments, the judge has a tough decision to make. No one knows how long the deliberation will be. What's that? Seems she's ready now. Back to the courtroom. After careful consideration, I have come to a conclusion based on your arguments. A compromise. We will have two houses, the Senate and House of Representatives. The Senate will have two representatives, no matter how big or small the state, while the House will be based on population. Now that that issue is resolved, let's move on. Court adjourned.
Reporter Kimberly, Representative Hamilton, Daliana, Maltez, Madison James Van Tran, book by Democracy in Action, Michael P. Tree. Pictures, www.ushistory.org.